Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, let's talk about the upcoming transit of Jupiter in Gemini. Well, what is the theme of this transit? A planet of knowledge, wisdom, philosophy, transiting through a sign which represents the youth. So, a teacher needs to see the world through the lens of a student. Wisdom versus logic, teacher versus student. So it's a time when it will be difficult to make decisions in life, whether to trust your wisdom or whether to trust your logic, the very current observation you have about life. So it's the very age old wisdom you have, the teachings you have versus your observations for now. It's like, how can I explain? It's about learning new things, being open to learn new things in life. You know, you have gained that experience once, but you're going through that same situation, same thing to acquire more knowledge. You need to see more, observe more. And also, here the life force, as it transits from Gemini, it also expands the communication, the expression of your skills, expression of what you feel, your thoughts. So the expression is something so important. So on one hand, Jupiter in Gemini blesses you with how you utilize your skill set, how you express yourself, your memories, your thoughts, your intelligence. But on the other hand, it can make you indecisive, confused with duality, two decisions in a certain area of life, where your wisdom is being challenged by the current scenario. So, Jupiter in Gemini is a bit challenging because of the indecisiveness, most importantly. And also, Gemini, if you see, it's ruled by two stars. Like when you go through this nakshatra, it's about duality. Like when you reach to the Punarvasu, and Gemini is about two stars. They're opposite to each other, like black and white kind of difference. So it is about facing those two mindsets deep within, the duality deep within you. The light and the dark, maybe it's not about light and dark, it's about just two voices deep within. And you have to take decisions, you have to deal with it. So let's see how Jupiter in Gemini will work for you as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign. For Aries, Jupiter will transit from your third house in Gemini. This is a wonderful time to express yourself, your skill set, your creativity, your ideas, your thoughts. You will get that opportunity, the luck to do things the way you want to. That expression is so significant. See, Jupiter transiting from the third house of communication, efforts, decision making, and it's going to aspect the ninth house. The ninth house itself is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is looking at its own house. So on one hand, yes, Jupiter in Gemini, especially when it will be in Ardra Nakshatra, you may feel some confusion, indecisiveness. There's so many thoughts, racing in your mind, how to take a decision, but still it helps you to express yourself, your ideas, your creativity, how you utilize your skills in a great manner. Jupiter helps you. It will bring popularity as well. And of course, there are certain decisions which you have to take anyhow at this time if you're avoiding them. This could also be meeting certain people who are very opposite to you, very different from you. So it's almost like an open debate happening for you everywhere you go, whether it's your work, whether it's your family, your friend circle. There's a lot of communication. You don't have to stay silent. You have to express yourself. I think with Saturn in the 12th house, you may feel that what's the point of explaining myself? What's the point of saying anything? Leave it behind. But yes, Jupiter shows speak what you feel, express what you feel. It's very significant. And Jupiter from the third house, it will aspect the seventh house, which is ruled by Libra. So this impacts the relationships, the partnership, the public dealing, the marriage partner. Again, how you and this person needs to address the differences here through a proper communication, dealing with someone who is poles apart from you in the thought process, in their way of functioning. But this really enhances your reach to the masses, to the public, in your business, in your profession, how you communicate, how you pursue your work. It gives you success, definitely, because Jupiter also looks at the ninth house of luck, and it also looks at the 11th house of gains, ruled by Aquarius. So it will give you good rise in life. You will make certain connections, associations, which will help you in gaining some kind of reputation, success, financial opportunities. And this aspect of Jupiter also promotes some kind of addition in family, like marriage, celebration. The connection will give you gain, but the connection is also about, being with someone who is opposite. Sometimes, like how maybe a sibling, let's take an example. Sibling is so notorious that you have to sacrifice in many areas to protect your sibling. So in your relationships, it may happen that you are taking the stand for someone who is notorious. So it may look like a sacrifice to you at this time. But overall, I feel it is good. It will give you growth. It will give you the courage to do things, to pursue your dreams very wonderfully. You have many dreams in your mind. For some people, for Aries, because of the Saturn in the 12th house, I feel there are certain dreams which have been shattered completely. Like when you look at the sky, you see no stars. No, it's not depressive. It's just that you are in a place in life where you have to again, sow certain seeds to find that, spring season again in life. So it's like reinitiating a new chapter for you. And Jupiter will really help you in this process to be more positive, to be more focused towards new things in life. So Jupiter itself will bring new purpose for you. So Jupiter, first, it will go through the Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini. So at this phase of this transit, what can you expect? Great courage. But your courage will be opposed by people. They may try to suppress your ideas, your personality, but you will continue to fight for what you believe in. Then Jupiter goes through the Ardra Nakshatra, which is the Rahu's Nakshatra. So what happens at this time? There is great growth, good opportunities, this exponential gain in the finances. But still, someone may be plotting against you. The company around you, they are getting everything from you, but they may negatively impact your personality. They may impact your status. So you have to be very careful with certain people in your social circle. And not a good time to lend money to other people. Then Jupiter transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra, which will be auspicious. It will bring some kind of celebration. It will bring some kind of religious, spiritual event in your life. It brings travel. It brings a lot of happiness and a lot of travel is definitely there. It might not be even like a physical travel, but emotional travel, going back into memories, talking a lot with people. So it's like literally emotional travel which is happening for you. For Taurus, Jupiter will transit from the second house in Gemini. This is a time period where you're truly focusing on what you love the most in life, what you admire the most in life. And of course, people will question that. Jupiter transiting from Gemini, it brings the duality in life. It will activate the duality with respect to that house, and that is the people asking you questions about your certain actions. It's mainly about the family, the loved ones, in the atmosphere in which you were raised. So it's about meeting certain people again, and these are your family people or relatives, far distant people. You're meeting them again, reconnecting with them again, and they may come up with certain questions about your life, about your actions, and this may confuse you about your values. Have you taken the right decision or not? So this is something which may happen, especially when the Jupiter transits from Ardra Nakshatra. So you don't have to doubt yourself at this time, because Jupiter is what? It is your philosophy in life, it is your wisdom. And then some immature person comes into your life and asks you questions about your worth. You don't have to be confused at this time. But the positive impact is that Jupiter is the 11th lord, and it goes into the second house. And in the 11th house, you have Saturn, which is the ninth lord. So this is bringing some kind of a luck in your life with respect to your career and your finances. And Jupiter will also aspect the 10th house of career. So it brings certain opportunities which can offer you long-term profit, long-term gain, long-term growth. You need growth right now. Instead of even looking for security, it's time to go for the growth in all aspects of life, especially the career, the finances, or maybe it's growth with respect to your belief system. Jupiter is faith. So your faith needs to be very strong, because it might be questioned by some random person. So Jupiter brings good opportunity with respect to how you focus on something which is so important for you, your wealth, saving more finances, utilization of the finances and resources very carefully. It could also bring some kind of addition in the family, like birth of a child. It could be marriage. It could be a new friendship which may initiate at this time, and it will be a long-term friendship, a friendship which is about support, not just the gain, the transaction. So Jupiter here brings positive results. It will help you in enhancing your wealth, but you may overthink a lot. The food you consume at this time, you have to be very careful of what you eat. It may lead to health issues, because from the second house, Jupiter looks at the sixth house as well. So from the second house, Jupiter will aspect the sixth house. So the food you eat, and also the food of mind, your thoughts, you have to be very careful. It will impact your well-being. And Jupiter also looks at the chronic diseases house, which is the eighth house. So if you have long-term health issue, you have to be very careful with that. I think with this Jupiter's aspect on the sixth and the eighth house, it is mainly about looking at your health challenges in a very careful manner, and what to do, how to treat them, and also how to keep a preventive check on them as well. Health is a major thing. And then Jupiter looks at the 10th house, which is ruled by Aquarius. So it is definitely helping you to advance your finances. Your reach as a professional will also increase. So when Jupiter transits from the Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini, this is a time period when you may see some expenditures with respect to family. At this time, you have to show courage. There is some kind of work opportunity, or maybe in general, there's some situation about your life which is you need to show up with full courage, with full confidence, with faith in yourself, and you will beautifully do that. And even travel can happen at this time. Some significant journey may happen. And then Jupiter will transit from Ardra Nakshatra. Now, this is the time when you will see intense work professionally, a lot of dedication. You're giving your time to your work. And also, since it is transiting from Rahu's Nakshatra, this could also be about the internal challenges, the emotional challenges you're facing with respect to people, others trying to overpower you at this time, or maybe, dealing with someone who's not very healthy for you. That person's presence is not very healthy for you. So you have to take care of yourself, of your emotions, of your energy. You have to be very protected. You have to keep a lot of faith in yourself. And I think that is the remedy, to have faith in your power. That is something significant. So big changes in career when Jupiter transits from Ardra, and difficulties with respect to people, as especially a family person or someone in the same working space. And then Jupiter will transit from Punarvasu Nakshatra. This is going to be fruitful. It will bring relief. It will bring happiness. It will bring financial gain as well. And some kind of celebration may also happen. For Gemini, Jupiter will transit from your first house, or it is transiting over your moon. So it is in the Kendra house. And from there, it is giving beautiful light to the 5th and the 9th house. So this is a time which is deeply spiritual in nature. You will acknowledge your spiritual gifts. You will be more spiritually inclined. You will be more inclined towards the divine. And also you're working a lot towards self-awareness. Looking at yourself, because we all carry, the duality. We carry the light and the dark both. So here Jupiter is a planet of intense gravity. So wherever it sits, it creates a great pull. A lot of focus goes into that house, and you're working on that house to prosper. The prosperity lies in that house. So if you see, this is transiting from your first house in Gemini. This is about having a lot of faith, but also the utilization of your potential, how you use it, it's very significant. That sense of self is very significant. And Jupiter here in Gemini creates a lot of confusion with respect to decision making, with respect to whether I should follow my faith, or I should follow what is quick, the quick methods to attain things quickly, rather than following my wisdom, my faith, my knowledge. So there's confusion about whether I should be focused towards long-term goals, or I should focus on the short-term goals. And I think the answer is that you focus on now. No, it's not about even short-term. Just focus on now. What is good for you now? The present energy is significant. That is the lesson of Jupiter, to focus on the present. There is a need to acquire more information, more knowledge. So some of you may go for higher learning. Maybe even if you are not working, suppose, it again means learning. It's not about for your profession. It's about your happiness, learning, reading books, acquiring more knowledge. And that will bless you with more faith, more knowledge of self, and more understanding of the world. So I think the theme for Gemini is knowledge, information, acquiring more mind power at this time. Sometimes you may face a lot of confusion when it comes to accepting a certain opportunity, whether you should take a risk or not, because that's what Jupiter in Gemini do. Especially when it transits from the Ardra Nakshatra, you will be blessed with certain opportunity coming in your path. And you might be very confused what to do with this. Shall I take this risk or not? So risk taking period, Jupiter in Ardra Nakshatra. And overall, in your chart, Jupiter is the lord of the 7th house and the 10th house. So it rules over the Kendras. And at this time, Saturn in the 10th house in Pisces. So we have two planets in the Kendras, very strong ones. This is the foundation being laid at this time. Some major foundation is being created. For some of you, it is about going away from a parent figure, going away from a certain authority and creating your own foundation. For some people, it could be creating a new foundation in their career, going next level in their career. For some people, it is about the foundation of your very existence, how happy and confident you are in life. So it's a very good period, but equally challenging because there's so many things you might have to do on your own. That decision making is a challenge here. And then Jupiter aspects the 5th house, which is about Purva Punya, it's your faith, it's the happiness. It brings certain love connections at this time. It aspects the 7th house, 5th house. So yes, there is a potential of marriage, but someone who comes to you, someone who approaches you at this time. You don't have to rush and chase people because Jupiter shows you just do your own work. You focus on self and everything will align with you here. The major focus is on the 1st house. So new connection, love connection may come to you, marriage may happen, and also it brings some kind of luck because the fifth aspect of Jupiter is very auspicious. So there is luck in finding a good connection, a good friendship at this time. And it also shows some kind of a new start with respect to your business. It will be prosperous, but again, some imbalance between you and the other person with respect to communication. Communication challenge is very strong. And Jupiter will look at the 9th house, which brings a journey to a pilgrimage, a spiritual place, and it will be very rewarding to you. It brings long distance journey, which will be very rewarding but risky as well. So Jupiter will transit from Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini. This is a time period of good financial gain. You will discover new opportunities at this time. You will use your creativity to the fullest at this time. Then Jupiter will transit from the Ardra Nakshatra. This is the time when some risk is involved. You have to take a risk to utilize a certain opportunity. At this time, you may travel to a different place, which is absolutely new to you. At this time, there can be some struggle, anxiousness, or a difficult time period emotionally because of work responsibilities, because of the uncertainty you may face at this time. And then Jupiter transits from Punarvasu, which is about restoration of the happiness, restoration of your success. Something rewarding is coming to you at this time. For Cancer, Jupiter will transit from the 12th house in Gemini. This is a transit of a very deep inner work you will do at this time. As I always say, Jupiter is the king of gravity. It has a great gravitational pull. So the entire life aspects of yours will revolve around the 12th house. The life force is going into the 12th house, which is about safety, protection, sanctuary. And it is also about the spiritual work you will do, realization of a truth, understanding of truth of life. And also it is about expenditures, the draining of your emotional energy, physical energy, financial energy. So you have to give yourself a break at this time. Resting is significant. It's like you are in a final phase of completing something. And then you have to move on to something else. So when you end something and you initiate something, there is a pause, there is a break which happens, and this is what Jupiter in Gemini is about. Completion of a certain project, completion of a certain way of living. You have a certain philosophy, you lived your life as per that idea, that faith. Now it's changing. So it's more about spiritual work you will do, how you're more aware of your life, about your emotions and your faith, strengthening your faith. So for a lot of you, it is about a journey to a spiritual place or a pilgrimage or a temple, and it really removes some kind of mental block in your life. Because you also have Saturn at this time in the ninth house and then Jupiter in the 12th house. This is a transit of higher learning with respect to your education, your degree, your skill set. On the other hand, this is the higher learning spiritually, emotionally, connecting very closer to the divine, having more knowledge about self, and also leaving behind many memories and difficult patterns with respect to your journey. So Jupiter shows resting, but also it shows that you have to be very wise with respect to how you use your finances, because Jupiter is the sixth lord in the 12th house. It aspects the sixth house from the 12th. So health needs great care. If you have financial debt, you have to repay it very carefully. So repaying of a certain debt happens here. You're repaying some kind of a karmic debt through a certain health issue. Maybe it's a financial issue. Maybe it's a karmic debt to a certain loved one, a relative, a child. Helping them. You are sacrificing something in your life to help someone, to give away something. 12th house also connects to giving away of something as like an act of charity. So you are doing that, and that is being observed by the divine, and you'll be blessed for that. There's intense growth, spiritual growth, which happens. It leads to some expenditures. It could be again with respect to your health, or maybe travel as well. There's a great scope of travel which may happen at this time. It might be draining in nature. It may keep you away from home. That home-like security is missing in your life. But this journey which you are doing right now in this transit with Saturn in the ninth house and Jupiter in the 12th, it will be very rewarding in life. So at this time, Jupiter will transit from Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini. This is a lot about major travels with respect to work. The work may drain you. It may make you feel very agitated. Or simply, you have a certain desire, a project in your mind. You want to fulfill that, but you may see some hurdles here. It's about lack of energy or determination. Then the Jupiter will transit from Ardra Nakshatra, which is the Rahu's Nakshatra. So at this time, you may see some struggles in the family life. It's like you're doing your best, but there's certain waiting period at this time, like how we wait for that thunderstorm to go away and then we can do our work, we can resume our work. So this is a time when you may see some challenge, and it is just here to wait for a while. Some clarity will come to you at this time. And removal of a major negativity or block will also happen at this time. So this block is like a protection. And again, this Jupiter in Ardra Nakshatra phase is about inner work you have to do at this time. Because Jupiter in Ardra is about overwhelming emotions and how they interfere in daily life, and also in understanding your potential and your faith. So a lot of inner work, spiritual work, even great focus on occult may happen at this time. And then the Jupiter will transit from the nakshatra of Punarvasu. It brings good gains. It brings improvement in the well-being. It brings some kind of wonderful opportunity and safety for you. Jupiter will aspect the 4th house in this transit. So it is about missing your home, missing some kind of security you had, emotional security you had with someone. And then it aspects 6th house, great focus on health and finances. It aspects the 8th house, a lot of internal changes, inner work, soul level changes will happen. For Leo, Jupiter will transit from the 11th house in Gemini. In your chart, it rules over the 8th house, which is the house of Pisces. Over there we have Saturn in Pisces. And then it rules over the 5th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius. So Jupiter being the 5th lord in the 11th house, it aspects the 5th house. This is a good transit. It increases your gain, financial growth, great opportunities for income, profit. And also it brings some kind of activation of a good karma, a good action you have done in past. Some kind of a blessing is being unlocked at this time. Now, the difficult part of this very same aspect, this influence of Jupiter in the 5th and 11th house axis, this shows a time when you might have gone beyond a certain limit, like with respect to your communication, expression, in your connections. It could be, I'm not saying you did intentionally, it shows some kind of purva punya, right? So it shows you're going overboard with respect to some kind of a gain you want, some kind of communication, difficult communication with someone, maybe this life, maybe past life. It gives you certain result, which is about people talking about you behind your back, some kind of manipulation you're going through in your friend circle, with your very own people questioning your worth, your work. Then you have great success, but someone says, oh, you are very immature, you need to learn more. So that kind of challenge I see here, some manipulation I see here, and it's completely connected to the past journey or the experiences which are about your young age. But Jupiter helps you here. Jupiter is a friend for the Leo ascendant people. So there is gain, there is profit, there's a new romantic connection, friendship happening for you, maybe even marriage, because Jupiter aspects the 7th house from the 11th house. Some kind of union happens with someone very significant. Jupiter helps you to also express your skills in a very fantastic manner, because it will not only aspect the 5th house, but it also looks at the 3rd house of expression, communication. So it helps you to speak, to express your voice, your skill set, your ideas. Very confidently you will do it at this time. So Jupiter is giving you success, but there is manipulation, there is some kind of communication challenge with certain people from the past. It may happen, or maybe your mind is stuck in a certain memory of past, which blocks your growth, which interferes with your faith in your work and in your very own self. Because why it's happening, like that nostalgia of something difficult, because look at the Saturn in Pisces in the 8th house, the fears you have, the traumatic events you have seen, they are impacting you at this time. Like you want to fly, but there is some limit, there is some hesitation which comes from Saturn. So overcoming a certain fear or limitation is also a part of this transit. So Jupiter will transit from Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini initially. This transit is about wonderful opportunities coming in your path. You don't have to feel nervous at this time. Then Jupiter will transit from the Ardra Nakshatra, which is the Rahu's Nakshatra. So at this time, there is definitely a lot of interaction which may happen between you and your friends. You're going to meet your old friends, you're going to make new friends, new connections in business maybe. So there's a lot of interaction and connecting with the people in the social circle. So you may be given a new opportunity in love. You may be getting some kind of offer with respect to business, partnership, marriage. But remember that you have to be very careful while choosing your people. You have to be very careful while communicating, like sharing your life, sharing your secrets with people. Not everyone, comes to you with a good intention, because Rahu co-rules the seventh house, and at this time Rahu will be in the seventh house, Saturn in the eighth house. So there are great opportunities, but again, that mind, that work of mind is significant. Jupiter in Ardra, how you use a certain opportunity and how you have to create a barrier between you and certain people. You don't have to completely cut off people, and you don't have to be like block yourself from the new connections. But again, that mindfulness is very significant. How to keep yourself safe. And then Jupiter will transit from Punarvasu Nakshatra, and that brings some kind of blessing in your life, a reward of the hard work done in the past. It is due, like something is due. It needs to just give you a result, and that is happening for you, a reward, a blessing which is due, and it unlocks at this time. For Virgo, Jupiter will transit from your 10th house in Gemini. In your chart, Jupiter rules over the 4th house and the 7th house. So Jupiter is ruling over the Kendra houses, and it will transit from the Kendra house itself. So it is about great foundation being laid at this time. Very big changes in life. Again, it greatly depends on your Mahadasha. If your Mahadasha is also of Jupiter right now, then you can see even more massive changes in your life. So, Jupiter in the 10th house. Now remember that you are ruled by Mercury. Your ascendant is ruled by Mercury, or your moon is in the sign of Mercury. And Jupiter treats Mercury as enemy. So what happens when Jupiter goes into your 10th house? It's not a very easy change in life, because you are doing well, you are growing beautifully, but still there is a potential to learn even more. The theme for you is to learn more, expand more. Learning is significant. With respect to your workplace, people may think that, okay, you need to work more on your skill set. You need to acquire more information. In general, even if it's not about work or profession, 10th house is where you stand in the world. You want to have a deeper understanding of the world, like the human connections, the economy. So let's talk about economy. Or it is simply about the understanding of the things around. So there is the need to acquire more information rather than imagining, because Jupiter is about the dreams. It is also connected to faith and wisdom. Wisdom, intuition, they go together. Remember, Jupiter rules over Pisces, which is dream and intuition both. So now it's your wisdom versus the practicality of life. So now you have to learn new things. Your wisdom is being challenged. What you knew about life, that is being challenged. So new experiences, new knowledge with respect to world, with respect to people is happening for you. For a lot of people, it is about leaving the home behind. Some kind of travel is happening because of your work, or it could be some kind of a temporary travel, moving out from your home and to learn something. Or maybe regularly you are going to a different place, like a short distance journey from your home to learn something. There's some kind of commute happening for you. So Jupiter in 10th house in Gemini is about learning. which will be applied in your daily life, in your relationships, your connection with people, and your work as well. And Jupiter rules over the fourth house and the seventh house. These houses are significant with respect to your connection with the people, the partnerships. Fourth house shows the emotional connection with people. Seventh house shows the transactions with people, the physical transactions, the give and take. So you have to do your transactions very carefully at this time, especially when Jupiter transits from the Ardra Nakshatra. At that time, there's a possibility of arguments, possibility of some kind of manipulation you may go through. With respect to work, Jupiter will help you, but it's a time because you may work along with a team or maybe in a partnership. Trust the actions more than the words of the other person. So Jupiter is okay in the 10th house in Gemini. It's like a big change in the mindset which will happen at this time. So new opportunities may also come into your path with respect to contracts, with respect to business partnerships, with respect to knowing significant people through your work. And Jupiter from here, it aspects the second house. So financially, you will grow. Financially, you will work more on saving your resources. It could also be about the give and take you have in relationships. You will focus more on that. What are your dynamics with someone significant in life? Am I giving more, receiving less? Jupiter aspects the fourth house, so some kind of prosperity definitely enters into your home. A big change, something prosperous, buying something prosperous for your house, something great like financial investment to bring comfort in your life. And then Jupiter also aspects the sixth house, which is about a lot of hard work which will happen. A lot of competition is there. And to beat that, you have to overtime, you have to work a lot. So Jupiter at this time will transit from the Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini, which is about some kind of anger, irritation at this time because of the work front or some people. So you may feel a bit out of purpose at this time. Then Jupiter will transit from the Ardra Nakshatra, which is about a time to greatly focus on your health and your finances. At this time, you may overwork, but it will give you great results. Emotionally overwhelming time period when Jupiter will be in Ardra Nakshatra because of your connections or significant people in your life, the family people. But the hard work, the entire improvement in your career will give you great gains. Then Jupiter will transit from the Punarvasu Nakshatra. It is a time period of a very good surprise coming into your life. Some kind of major achievement will be rewarded to you, especially your name in the society. There's some kind of fame, or it could be some kind of achievement, award. It's definitely happening for you. For Libra, Jupiter will transit from the 9th house in Gemini at this time. And in your chart, Jupiter rules over the 6th and the 3rd house. 3rd house ruled by Sagittarius, 6th house ruled by Pisces, and in the 6th house we have Saturn already. So what to expect at this time? Jupiter here brings some kind of a very wonderful opportunity for you. It's like you're dealing with some kind of challenge right now. It's because of work, because you have Saturn in the 6th house. The work can be overwhelming. The work may demand a lot of energy and your dedication. So Jupiter shows that, okay, let me bring one more opportunity for you, but you might be very indecisive in utilizing that opportunity. Jupiter shows maybe because of your work, you have to travel. You have to commute. Maybe for your work, you have to learn a new course. You have to learn something new because Jupiter from the 9th house aspects the fifth house ruled by Aquarius. So there's some travel because of learning or updating your skill set, but it brings some luck. It brings a promise of growth in your life, in all aspects of life, because it also aspects your first house ruled by Libra. The thing it will challenge is the relationships, because Jupiter aspecting the first house ruled by Libra shows like there are people coming into your life in the form of friendships, love connections, new friends. They just enter into your life in a very blunt manner. They're so open to you, they're so open to communicate to you, but sometimes people, take you for granted. You're very nice to everyone, your presence makes them so happy. So it's more of transactional. There is challenge because of a certain connection which is transactional. So you're really attracting a lot of people through your work, through your looks, how amazing you are, your aura. You're very successful. I'm not calculating your success because of your work or your finances, but as a person, the Libra always carry this magnetic aura, so very attracted to you. But Jupiter shows manipulation as well. So protecting your peace is very significant. You will get the opportunity to work along with a lot of people. And you may also travel for just your happiness, for adventure at this time. So ninth house Jupiter is giving mixed results because you're ruled by Venus. So struggle in relationships, communication, dealing with someone who is poles apart from you. And sometimes you feel that you are wrong. No, your perspective is not wrong. People are different from each other. And Jupiter is giving the fifth aspect on the first house. So something about a connection, about a situation with respect to your career or your education will resolve. Whether it stops or whether it continues, something auspicious happens, like you will be out of it. The justice is being served. Because fifth aspect is good. And Jupiter also looks at the third house ruled by Sagittarius, which promotes luck, which promotes expression, great knowledge and gain through that knowledge. Trying to improve your relationship with your sibling may also happen. And of course, we have talked about the fifth aspect on the fifth house, ninth aspect on the fifth house, which is about luck, which is also about meeting certain people from your past. So at this time, Jupiter transits from Mrigashira Nakshatra, that Gemini part of Mrigashira Nakshatra. At this time, you can expect big changes in your partnerships, contracts, relationship with your partner. Trying to deal with a certain difference here through communication, resolving those challenges. And you may travel as well at this time. Then Jupiter transits from the Ardra Nakshatra. Now this is the time when you may meet people from the past, challenging people. Certain soul contracts you may meet at this time in form of friendships, romantic connections. But are they good for you? You have to wait for the time to tell you that. Because Jupiter in Ardra is chaos, like overwhelming emotions, your life force, which helps you to decide, which helps you to have faith in life. That life force is being in this chaotic force of Ardra Nakshatra. And what positive I see with the Jupiter in Ardra, it straightly impacts the fifth house. It shows something about growing up, something about the younger years of life. There was some challenge, some memory. You resolve it in this particular phase. Healing of the inner child. I know people say this often, but I feel something, a wound heals, settles at this time. You're finally facing something which you were avoiding, and it brings a lot of healing. And then Jupiter transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra, which is indeed about luck, a divine blessing coming into your way. Because Jupiter will transit from its own nakshatra, and Jupiter at this time is in the 9th house. So some kind of a luck in your favor. For Scorpio, Jupiter will transit from your 8th house in Gemini. Now, you are ruled by Mars, and Jupiter is ruling over the 5th house and the 2nd house. So, Jupiter is a great friend for you because it's a great friend to Mars. But it's transiting from the 8th house. So, it shows that in this transit, there are times when you may see stagnation. But these stagnations are not long term. Very quickly, everything will change. There are periods of great growth. There are periods of stagnation at this time, because ultimately Jupiter in the sign of Gemini, so nothing is long term here. Neither the success, neither the profit, neither the loss. So ups and downs are definitely there, especially when Jupiter is in Ardra Nakshatra. It leads to more of emotional chaos, because Rahu co-rules the 4th house of emotional security, and Jupiter sits in a house of the power dynamics in a relationship. And 8th house is also significant with respect to the transformation in life. So big changes, internal changes. The mindset is growing, changing, evolving at this time. Jupiter may give sudden success. It will also make you more focused towards inner work, spiritual work, more focused towards occult, astrology at this time. But everything is happening in phases, not happening in a straight line. Highs and lows are definitely there. From the 8th house, Jupiter aspects the 12th house. So again, overcoming a big challenge, maybe even overcoming some kind of pattern, habit, which is not so great. It leads to failures in your life. When the 8th house and 12th house connects in a horoscope through placements or transit, it is about diving deeper into your mind, finding out what is wrong, some kind of habit. I'm not saying it's absolutely wrong, but it doesn't allow you to learn and change. So deep subconscious level changes needs to happen. So Jupiter helps you in this. The 5th aspect of Jupiter is positive. So when it looks at the 12th house, the 5th aspect on the house ruled by Libra, it is about overcoming certain memories where you felt that you had some kind of injustice. There was lack of fairness in that connection, or some experience with respect to even your life, maybe your young age. Because at this time, Saturn is in the 5th house in Pisces. Saturn's transit in the 5th house is about changing. I would say it's not about even change, it's about big transformation, learning and evolving what you used to be and what you will become in the future. Saturn is here in the house of maturity. So Jupiter throws light and wisdom on the 12th house, that what needs to be changed, and Saturn will help you to execute that. Big shift in mentality, big shift in overcoming certain fears at this time, and closing certain accounts with people, because Libra is people, transactions with people. This will be a great relief, and also it could be closing a certain account connected to financial debt. Sudden gain of wealth is possible, second lord in the 8th house. It could be familial wealth, it could be inherited wealth. But it shows differences with some people in the family, second lord in the 8th house. And Jupiter also looks at the 4th house. So it could be about some challenge with people at home. It could also be about something you're discarding completely. It could be anything you have used since a very long time in your house, any item which you're discarding the old in this transit, discarding old items, discarding old connections which are not healthy. Jupiter shows a rebirth with respect to your thinking and how you deal with things in life. So in this transit, Jupiter transits from Mrigashira Nakshatra, the Gemini part of Mrigashira Nakshatra. At this time, great focus on your health is required. Then Jupiter transits from Ardra Nakshatra. It is more about focus towards your emotional connection with people, protecting yourself, creating boundaries, sudden gain of wealth, but also manipulative people around you, creating chaos. So it could also be that other people are having chaos and they bring you in that particular zone. They force you to be a part of their chaotic life. So you have to be very selective with your conversations and interactions. It might not be even your problem, but you're trying to help in someone's problem, and then you get more into a challenging time. And then it will transit from the Punarvasu Nakshatra. It brings improvement in health. It brings luck. It brings happiness. Some kind of beautiful opportunity at this time. For Sagittarius, Jupiter will transit from your 7th house in Gemini. Jupiter in your chart is the lord of the 1st and the 4th house. So it rules over the Kendras and it is in the Kendra house. So again, it is about a solid foundation being created at this time. But this foundation is about people, the public life, the relationships, the contracts, the partnerships. First Lord transiting from the 7th house, which is about you giving something to the other people, to the world, showing your talent, using your talent and giving a certain work to people. It's like an offering to the world. It may require a lot of communication, like meeting new people. Maybe you are the very face of a certain project. Expressing yourself is something so important. Personally, your thoughts, your ideas, that expression is important. And also your work. In that area also, expression, communicating, and connecting with other people is significant. So new connections are happening, and these connections are more of transactional in nature. It could be exchange of a service, exchange of resources. It could also be new initiation in love, partnership, marriage. But remember, this is Gemini. Jupiter treats Mercury as the enemy. So what happens here in your connections, maybe existing partnerships, maybe even the new partnerships, new connections, dealing with people who are different. They are poles apart from you. Maybe it is also about that you're dealing with people who are very indecisive. They are manipulative. They are doubtful. They keep on changing their words. They keep on changing their decisions at this time. So dealing with indecisiveness is very strong here. More than for you, it is about the people you are dealing with. It shows short-term projects, short-term goals happening for you at this time, which will give you great opportunity in the future. Jupiter at this time will aspect the 11th house. So 7th house is the public life, the transactions, the people, the business, and it looks at the house of gains, profits, community, social connections. So definitely the main theme is the people around you. So you will connect with more people, you will have more contacts, you will have a lot of support coming from people. But also there's a challenge to work along with people, because you're dealing with people who are so different. And it's like you have to convince something there when you express yourself. So that is the major task, the expression. Jupiter, wherever it goes, the gravitational pull of that house is the strongest. So every life event revolves around that house, and that is the bonding with the people, the transaction with the people is the main theme. The communication is the key. It will bring success, but also the communication, when it will be difficult with people, it may bring complications. And then Jupiter looks at the first house. First lord in the seventh house aspects the first house. So you will gain from the transactions. You will gain from the new connections financially, or it could be just success, some kind of value in your life, a long-term value as a person, as a skill set you have. It's going to reward you. There's so many changes you will do in your personal life as well. How you look, how you connect with others in your friendships and connections. Overall, personality change will also happen. You will go beyond a comfort zone. You will change a lot at this time. And Jupiter also aspects the third house of communication. So again, advanced communication. It's not just about like regular talking, but it's more about something which is professional, guiding other people, some kind of technical language. You have to teach other people, you have to explain something to them. You have some kind of advanced knowledge, technical knowledge maybe, or regarding your profession, there's something you know amazing, and you have to convey that. Promotion of your work is happening here. Advancement of your work is happening here. Your work is reaching to people in a great manner. But also this transit of Jupiter in the seventh house shows time to time there is difficulty in interacting with people. That negotiation is very difficult here, especially when Jupiter transits from the Ardra Nakshatra. So initially, Jupiter will transit from the Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini. This is the Mars Nakshatra. So at this time, the luck is in your favor. You will see success. You will also enhance your skill set at this time. Then Jupiter will transit from the Ardra Nakshatra, which is the Rahu's Nakshatra. So at this time, you will outgrow yourself, and even you will outgrow many people around you in your relationships, at your work front. So some people may get triggered at this time. At this time, you may also feel indecisiveness, emotional chaos with respect to people, and manipulation as well. So you have to see with clarity, because when you are in the state of chaos, everything gets blurry. So how you react to the chaos, that is very significant at this time. You have to be in your faith. If you cry, everything gets blurry. So the faith is very significant here. And also signing a new contract, getting into a new connection. When Jupiter transits from Ardra, be very careful. Then Jupiter transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra, which brings a very safe and secure period for you. When you can trust yourself, you can trust the opportunity, everything gets better. It brings success, it brings reward in the public life as well. It improves the marriage and the connection with the partner. For Capricorn, Jupiter will transit from the 6th house in Gemini. In your chart, it rules the 12th house, and it also rules the 3rd house. In the 3rd house, in Pisces, you have Saturn right now. So Saturn in the 3rd house, Jupiter in the 6th house. Time to get started with your dreams, the work you have to do, the dedication you have to put into your work. There's a lot of work being done. at this time. Jupiter shows the need to be very smart in your work. Capricorn shows, okay, I know great things, I'm capable, I'll do my best. But Jupiter brings the need to put in a lot of faith in what you do. You have to do that smart work. You have to make quick decisions in your journey. It's not about that I have to take a lot of pain to get everything done, but the smart work, the quick work is required to overcome the blocks you may experience at this time. Jupiter shows improving your health. This is going to impact maybe your ENT system, maybe your lungs. So, something about your immunity. So, great focus on what you eat, how you exercise, taking care of your well being is important. Health is something so significant here. Because Jupiter is also looking at the 12th house, 12th house ruled by Sagittarius. So, this connection of Jupiter to the 6th and the 12th house at the very same time, this is about restoring something about a memory, maybe a traumatic experience, healing from that, overcoming from that, and that issue is manifesting as health issues. So taking care of your well-being is significant. Focusing more on the spiritual work is significant because Saturn aspects the 9th house at this time. So travel to a spiritual place may really uplift you at this time. So overall, Jupiter in the 6th house, ruling the 3rd house, is overcoming certain limitations which are set by you. You feel that I can't go beyond this. I can't do more work more than this. Maybe I can't be successful more than this. So overcoming certain limitations through the power of your mind and your skill set, overcoming major blocks through your efforts, through your speech, because speech is important. You have to literally speak and promote your work, promote who you are. Like some people, they just sing songs about themselves and their glory. No, you won't do that. You're a Capricorn, you will not do that. But you have to speak about who you are, about your career, about the wonderful things you are doing in life. It could also be about talking about your pain in your connections, where you might be simply, sacrificing yourself for others. It's about overcoming the blocks, the resentment, the challenges. It could also be about a big decision being made regarding your life, your career, moving to a different place happens here. Jupiter also is looking at the 10th house, the 5th aspect on the 10th house, ruled by Libra. It could bring new opportunities through people, partnership opportunities, contracts, which may look great initially, but you have to be careful. These people may try to change your working style. They may try to change your very belief system in your profession, but this aspect helps you to overcome some kind of a block in career. It helps you to know your worth as well. And Jupiter from here looks at the 2nd house. So certain karmic debts or financial debts are very active at this time. Working for your family, helping your loved ones. People who are jealous of you, they're trying to block your path just through their words. Through their manipulation. You have to overcome that. Saturn itself in Pisces in the 3rd house, overcoming indecisiveness, overcoming certain blocks in life, ending certain things right now because they're no longer helping you. And it is about ending certain connections which are very old and they limit you. So a lot of financial work needs to happen because Jupiter aspects the 12th and the 2nd house. Saving wealth, working on your financial growth is important because this aspect shows the need to save more for the future at this time. So within this transit, Jupiter will transit from Mrigashira Nakshatra in Gemini And this is bringing a lot of focus towards your home and family, taking care of your home, some kind of renovation happening for you. It enhances your wealth as well. Then it transits from the Ardra Nakshatra. Now, Rahu rules the second house. So, this is about some turmoil, challenges with respect to family, with respect to wealth. So, careful investment of your finances, careful investment of your energy, with whom you have to spend time, with whom you have to really work along, and you need to avoid certain people at this time, because this brings some kind of overwhelming emotion which is connected to your very young age or connected to a family person. So Jupiter's transit in Ardra is about dealing with family, dealing with some challenges in the family life. And after that, Jupiter transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra, which is the nakshatra of Jupiter itself. So, this is about restoration of health, more prosperity coming into your life, overcoming a big competition or challenge, and victory is definitely yours at this time. For Aquarius, Jupiter will transit from the fifth house in Gemini. At this time, you can expect big shifts, big changes in your journey. There is happiness, there is big improvement in overall your mood, the celebration in life. I know Jupiter is not so great in the Gemini because it creates many confusions. It creates insecurity even sometimes. And that is what is happening here. You have to overcome these insecurities. Fifth house is so deeply connected to your young age, your childhood. Overcoming these emotional blocks which are so old in your life. To be more decisive in life, it is a house which is also connected to maturity, skill set, happiness. So some auspicious event may happen in this transit, but this is also about maturity which needs to happen for you. This is the house of emotional intelligence. This transit will challenge you to make better decisions in life. In your chart, Jupiter rules over 11th house of gains, profits, and also the second house of family. Right now, Saturn is transiting from Pisces in the second house. So it is about family, it is about your young age, or simply about the patterns you have experienced in life, the patterns with people, the karmic patterns, the patterns with respect to even your work, your duties. So it's about blocking something, ending something here. This transit shows that to overcome a certain way of life, because Jupiter is the great wisdom and Gemini is about the very young energy. So doing things with wisdom, not falling back into that pattern of life again, overcoming that is important. And also Jupiter enhances your potential. It makes you open to learn new things in life which will help you in your finances, in your career, and in your relationships as well. Big spiritual upliftment happens here because Jupiter aspects the ninth house ruled by Libra. So Jupiter is reflecting its beautiful positive energy in the fifth, ninth, and the first house. So it brings positivity, it brings clarity, it brings protection. But I think the big challenge and the big theme is maturity. There are times when you have to decide that whether I should apply my wisdom or I should apply my smart work. I want to resolve things very quickly. So there is a dilemma in this aspect. Or maybe you are challenged by people who are extremely younger than you and the ones who are extremely older than you. So that can be the biggest theme. But Jupiter promises growth. It shows that you have to work a lot in your romantic connections. You have to deepen the bond with your children, especially if you have children. This shows that you also have to be a friend to them more than being an authoritative figure. More focus on what makes you happy, expression of your skill set, your hobbies. That is what Jupiter is showing here. And Jupiter will transit from three nakshatras. First is the Mrigashira part of Gemini. And in this transit, there is more focus on what you love in life. It will give you more courage. You will be more open towards changes in life. You'll be very active towards your work, towards your connections. Very positive. Then Jupiter will transit from the Ardra Nakshatra. Now this is the most chaotic time period for you, as you are also co-ruled by Rahu, being Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon. It is emotionally overwhelming time period, because I think at this time Rahu is over your moon or it's in your first house. So it's like you don't have to lose your inner balance. If you lose your inner balance, everything will get destroyed outside as well. It's time for you to even take rest, like wait for this emotional storm to go away. This overwhelming time period is as such. Maybe instead of taking any action, you should wait for this time to go away. People may challenge your emotions. They may, trigger something challenging in you, your emotions. In some areas, you might be vulnerable. So that is a challenge of Jupiter in Ardra. But the good thing is it helps you to cleanse your memory and your thought process. That problem will no longer impact you in the future. Some kind of emotional cleansing happens with Jupiter in Ardra Nakshatra. And after that, Jupiter transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra. That is the Punarvasu part within the Gemini sign. So this is the time when you'll be very happy. There's a great progress in life, spiritually as well. Some kind of reward you will get through your work, through your dedication till now. And Jupiter will increase your income. Not like too much, but it will give you some improvement in a small way, but it will be very helpful to you. So Jupiter is bringing success for Aquarius people, but yeah, the Ardra part, it is very overwhelming. You may get very reactive at this time. So this is where you have to really focus on your spiritual path, which will bring more calmness and stability. For Pisces, Jupiter will transit from the 4th house in Gemini. You're already ruled by Jupiter. Your ascendant is ruled by Jupiter. Your ascendant in Pisces, or maybe your moon is in Pisces. So Jupiter brings a positive impact in your life. Jupiter in the 4th house, purchasing a new house, relocating, moving into a different place is certainly possible because you already have Saturn in the 1st house in Pisces. So these two planets in the Kendras shows some kind of major life event regarding relocation, moving into a different country or a city, purchasing a house, maybe major investment of not just your resources, but your happiness, your energy, your very dedication is going into a certain aspect of life. And Jupiter in the 4th house shows everything you do is to earn security and comfort in your journey at this time. Now Jupiter is in Gemini, so of course Gemini is about Mercury, and Jupiter treats Mercury as enemy. What will happen is a challenge with people. The emotional connection with people may get challenged at this time, especially if someone is very younger than you, or maybe there's a major age gap. It shows some kind of difference in the maturity, communication gaps, communication issues, conflicts, verbal conflicts may happen. The people who are like home to you. You connect with them emotionally. You may see some gaps or differences in the perspective, in the thinking. That is the only thing I feel Jupiter is challenging you in this period. But with respect to luxury, comforts, they will grow. They will grow very quickly at this time. The mother may go through some challenges. It could be that you have certain conflicts with her. Maybe her health is being challenged, not like majorly, but some issues may happen. Big decisions with respect to wealth, property, house is going to happen. Jupiter aspecting the 10th house ruled by Sagittarius. Long distance journey may happen with respect to work. Maybe you have to relocate to a different place as well. But Jupiter helps you to grow. You have to speak more. You have to connect with people like a guide in your professional place. Jupiter gives 5th aspect on the 8th house. It challenges again the communication with the people. It can be difficult. Some people can be manipulative. Some people may take your words in a wrong manner. Conflict, differences. There's not equal give and take in relationship, transaction-based relationships. Some kind of sudden challenge may happen if you're doing a business. You will overcome that. It will be resolved very quickly, but there is some injustice you feel at this time, especially connections. And Jupiter also aspects the 12th house ruled by Aquarius. So at this time, this aspect of Jupiter again takes you away from home. There's a difference between you and someone significant in your life who is very close to you. There's difference here in this connection, emotional disconnection, emotional gap. Jupiter also shows working more on your faith. Like there's a battle between whether I should surrender, I should have more faith, or maybe I should just do my smart work and resolve the problem. Just quickly, let's resolve it. Or I should wait for things to get better. Let the divine intervene. So that kind of issue with faith is happening. And I think this aspect of Jupiter on the 12th house is about faith. Let the faith succeed in this period. There can be financial expenditures coming into your way, but it's not like wasting your money. It's like you're using it somewhere in buying a house or maybe some business transaction. So there's some kind of investment you may do, and it looks like a major chunk of money is going away, but it will be helpful in the future. Health needs great care, especially your vision, your eyesight. And in this transit, Jupiter transits from 3 nakshatras. First is the Mrigashira part of Gemini, that is the 4th house. Sorry, it's transiting from the 4th house. So Mars rules the 2nd and the 9th house. It goes through Mars nakshatra. At this time, some major transaction with respect to property may happen. You may relocate at this time. And when Jupiter transits from the Ardra Nakshatra, this might be chaotic. Like it's all in the mind. It's not happening around you. It's all in the mind. Aquarius rules the 12th house. Rahu will transit from the 12th house. So a lot of overthinking. Sometimes even thinking about the worst case scenarios. So a lot of overthinking, illusion is there. You have to fight with your very own thoughts at this time. Chaotic thoughts, and you have to give yourself a break at this time. Emotionally, you have to release all the negativity, the expectations. You have to take a break. This could also be that your work, if it is connected to foreign lands, it will give you good gain. Sudden expansion is there. Then Jupiter transits from Punarvasu Nakshatra. It will give you happiness. It will revive the good friendships in your life. It will revive the happiness and the life force. You will be more motivated in life.